Right, so guys, I'm back for another video, and right now they pretty much just like, okay, I'm quite excited right now because they basically people translated like the abilities for the Attack on Titan characters already, because like they showed the abilities on like live stream, but obviously it wasn't in English, so GC database has translated the abilities into English. So yeah, let's start off with the first character. From the patch notes, you can see that like this is like okay, they basically they are giving out a free copy of SR EREN. You can just do like the event missions, and then you can actually get the SR EREN for free. So he's a free to play character. You do not have to summon for him at all. So let's go through his skills first because he's the free to play character, and pretty much everyone will have him. First card, cancel stances on one enemy and inflicts damage equal to 500% of attack. Obviously this isn't a level 1 skill because 500% of attack on level 1 would be ridiculous. These are like the rank 3 skills. I'm not sure what out level that is. I think that is 1-6. I'm not too sure. But first of all, his first card he cancels stances, which isn't the best, but he has 500% multiplier of attack, which is decent, because if you didn't know the single highest uh attack card, right, the single highest multiplier is 600%. That is 600%, and only Meliodas, like the counter Meliodas, and as well as Twigo has them. I'm pretty sure 600% of attack is the highest for a rank 3 card. So 500% is decent, and this one cancels stances. But there aren't really that many units that uses stances right now, so it isn't the best. This card is the same as Eri, I think. I'm pretty sure. Because at level 3, she evades for 1 turn as well. And then, yeah, basic stats for 3 turns by 50%. Yup, same card. Really good card. But he doesn't really have a Amplify card, so, yeah. But it's still a good card. And then for his out, he inflicts shatter damage equal to 630% of attack on one enemy. Shatter isn't the best, so his out isn't necessarily the best out there. But you have to bear in mind that this is a free to play unit, so yeah. And then as for his passive, he increases damage dealt to unknown races by 30%, which means that he does 30% more damage to like characters like Merlin, Gopher, but obviously like most characters like have a race like between giants, humans, all those and demons, but like there are some characters that are unknown, so he'll do 30% additional damage to them. Let's go to our next character. Let's go to my girl Micasa. Okay, first of all, her first card inflicts bleed. Inflicts damage equal to 325% of attack on one enemy and makes the target bleed for 2 turns. So this is the exact same card as Green Jericho, the SSR Jericho. It's the same card, it's the same bleed card, so yeah, that's that. And then as for her other card, inflicts secret technique damage equal to 200% of attack on all enemies. Secret technique increases damage dealt by 20% per this hero's skill card in hand. Wait, give me a sec, guys. I'm gonna look this up real quick because I forgot to open a tab. But if I go to Meliodas, Meliodas has the same thing on his out. I'm not too sure about the multipliers, but yep. Meliodas has secret technique damage equal to 300% of attack on all enemies, and this is his out lah. And he has secret technique as well, which is like the same as this obviously. And basically, this is like if you have like okay, this card right is an AOE, so it's pretty much the same thing as Meliodas's out, but it's on a lower multiplier obviously. This is a rank 3 and it deals 200%. Meliodas's out rank 1 is 300% and it's 1 out of 6. This is a rank 3 card. But if you pull off a rank 3 and you have cards in your hand, this should hit extremely hard still. Even though it's not the 300%, still should hit pretty hard. And then as for her out is Gallon's out, so you can imagine how good that out is. It's not that great, but it's not the worst. And as for passive, for each other ally that receive damage when attacked, increases the hero stats by 3%, limit 10 times. So basically she can just increase her own stats by 30%, like at a maximum, which is a really big amount if she actually reaches um 30%. I'm not too sure how this works exactly. Maybe like an AOE example. We don't know if like an AOE, for example, like you get hit by an AOE, will you get like three stacks because all three of your characters get hit, or does it just count as one stack? So you don't know if when you get hit by an AOE, you're actually getting 3% increase or 9% increase. So depending on which one it is, if it is an AOE and it applies like and it gives her like 9%, then this passive is really good actually. But even if it doesn't work like that, it's still a pretty decent passive. And next one, I'm gonna leave EREN for the last. Yeah, let's go to Levi first. Inflict spike damage equal to 400% of attack on one enemy. I'm pretty sure this is the same card as Blue Zeldris. And you know, if you know Blue Zeldris, you know that when he crits on his crit damage card, he basically just one-shots people. So this is like the same card. So yeah, bear that in mind, Okay. Inflicts despair damage equal to 250% of attack on all enemies. That is okay, I guess. And then as for his out, I'm pretty sure this is the same card as this is the same out as counter melee's out because it removes buffs and stances. The multiplier should be the same as well. This is where it gets crazy. If you guys know how Blue Zeldris works, right, you know that he hits insanely hard when he crits. But the thing is that most of the time Zeldris doesn't crit even though he has a really high crit chance. But this is where Levi's passive comes in, which makes Levi like a way more consistent unit than Blue Zeldris, because obviously this spike damage will mean that he's gonna hit really hard on a crit, but obviously if you do not have a crit, then the spike is absolutely useless. But his passive makes it so that he will always crit against enemy that has the lowest HP leftover HP ratio. And then applies when there's only one enemy, also applies when all enemies have the same HP ratio. So example, if okay, this is just a rough translation, sorry. So there might be some errors here, like it might happen, and we obviously we haven't seen how it functions in game. Like I mean we have like from the live stream, but it isn't enough to like actually deduce and like debunk this passive well enough. But based on my understanding, okay, example, you enter a fight and then you are going first because you beat your opponent in CC. Everyone will have the same HP ratio, right? When it comes to the lowest leftover HP ratio, they will have the same throughout like all three of the characters. So example, right? So example, there is like a Lost Vein Meliodas, and obviously Lost Vein Meliodas is a threat, right? You wanna get rid of him as soon as possible. Example, you pull two of these crit damage cards. You can just hit him twice and both times you'll crit, because the first time they have the exact same ratio, like all three of your opponents, you have the exact same HP ratio, like remaining HP ratio. You hit him with the spike card, you crit and you do double damage. You crit, it's a guaranteed crit. So no matter how much like resistance they have, crit resistance they have, you just guarantee crit the person, like 100% you crit. And then example, like obviously when you hit the person he'll take damage, right? And then he'll automatically like have like the lowest leftover HP ratio because you're targeting the character. So the next hit will will be a guaranteed crit as well. And it's not just his single target, his AoE will crit as well. If you make him the lowest, if you make Lost Vein the lowest, your this card will crit first of all, and your AoE will crit as well. So you Levi just becomes a really good single target nuker. Like you just nuke single targets. Like if there's a priority target, you just aim for the person, and if you have a few of his spike damage cards, he'll just like massacre like that one unit. So yeah, he looks pretty promising from what, like on paper he looks pretty promising. And as for our last one, there is an SSR Eren. Wait, hold on. Wait, what? Wait, give me a sec. Oh wait, I don't know why I'm confusing myself. I clicked on the same one. Okay, this is the SSR Eren. Just now we talked about the free-to-play SR Eren that you get from completing the stages. This is like the non-free-to-play Eren because he actually comes from the banner itself. This Eren seems absolutely broken, by the way. And let's just go through this slowly, okay? His first card inflicts damage equal to 500% of attack on one enemy, fills outmove gauge by 2 orbs, which is the same card as Escanor. You know Green Escanor, right? The big boy damage, the big daddy Escanor. This is the exact same attack card. So you can imagine how hard this is. I mean, obviously you have to see how their stats turn out to be, but this is the same exact card. So yeah, you can tell how strong this card is. Okay. Second of all, his debuff card inflicts damage equal to 180% on all enemies and disable out moves for 2 turns. Which means that, I mean, it's pretty easy to understand. You just disable out moves. I'm pretty sure at level 1 it doesn't disable, I might be wrong. But I believe it disables at level 2 and 3. But obviously this is a debuff because it's the same thing as Droll. If you guys have seen Droll's passive, I'm pretty sure it's the same thing as Droll, so I'm pretty sure this you can just cleanse off this with like King or whatever, so it's not the best, but I mean it gets better, trust me. As for his out, right, let's go over his 1/6 out first. Let me just try and zoom in real quick. Wait, hold on. What's going on? Oh, it's not really working, as you can tell. You know, I'm just gonna use the default one. Oh my god. Give me a sec. Okay, yeah, it's fine. Okay, so as for his owl, right? Hopefully you guys can see. It's kind of small. I can read it, but I don't know if you guys can. So yeah, 1/6 he transforms into the Titan form. So yeah, this Eren, right? He enters the match as the human version, like the human form. And when he outs, he actually transforms into his Titan form. Okay, transform into the Titan form for 5 turns, increases attack, defense, and HP related stats by 10%. That's like a lot of buffs, but and bear that in mind. That's a lot of buffs. Keep that in mind. Okay, he's gonna have a lot of buffs from his out. Okay, and then in Titan form he's immune to disability effects. So if I'm not wrong, this means that he's immune to petrify, stun, freeze, all those things that like stop him from using any cards. I'm pretty sure that is disability effects. And then at 6/6 he transforms for 5 turns again, and then he increases all of the stats stated above, but instead of 10% it actually bumps up to 35%, which is huge. And then decreases all, and then oh yeah, I didn't talk about it. The back part of the out decreases all enemies attack related stats by 30%, but it's for 1 turn, which is cleansable as well. But it reduces damage of your enemies for that 1 turn if they don't cleanse significantly. So that's huge. And his out gives him a lot of buffs, which once again you have to bear in mind, because you can see like because you guys are gonna see the card for the Titan version. As for the passive in human form, increases damage by 10% for each ultimate move gauge orb the hero has. So you can actually like reach 5 out gauges, and then you have 50% increased damage, and then you can throw off like a few cards before outing. But I mean, because if you out, obviously it's gonna deplete 5 out gauges, so I think it's better to just throw off your attack cards when you have 5 out gauges. Like example, if you have cards, right, and you have out in the same turn, I think it's better to just throw off the attack cards first before you out, even though you're losing on a few out gauges, because you'll get a 50% damage increase. This is where it becomes crazy, okay? So he goes to Titan form for 5 turns after transformation. In his Titan form, his first card, right, his attack card, inflicts amplify damage equal to 450% of attack on one enemy. Does that ring a bell? That is the same card as Red Escanor. You know, how hard Escanor hits with his amplify card, right? The Red Escanor. You know how hard he hits with the red, well, with the single target amplify card, right? And you know how, if you guys don't know yet, right? Amplify makes it so that you do like 30% additional damage for each buff you have on yourself. Okay? That's why Red Escanor, you pair him up with Red Alpha, because Red Alpha gives a lot of buffs, right? Okay? So basically, if you want Red Escanor to deal like massive damage, you need a buffer. So he's not self-dependent. He needs like Alpha for him to hit like the mega damage territory. But since Eren's out actually gives him like a few buffs, right? By just transforming, he is actually completely self-sufficient like Gallon's out. He basically just, but he's like Gallon's out but better. And then plus, you know how Red Escanor, right, once he gets the buffs, right, he can, example, he doesn't get like level 3 Alpha immunity, right? He can get petrified, right? And then once you get petrified, you lose all your buffs. But once you transform into Titan form with Eren, you are immune to this ability effect, so you can't get petrified and you can't lose your buffs. So this unit is completely self-sufficient. He has an amplify card and he buffs himself, and his buffs cannot be removed. I mean, it can be removed, but it can't be removed through petrify. Okay? And as for his other card, inflicts damage equal to 250% of attack on all enemies and depletes out gauge by 3. So again, this is the same card as Red Escanor. And it's the same card as Blue Lydia for all you global players out there. And then, as for his out, I can't even speak. As for his owl, he inflicts damage equal to 840% of attack on one enemy. And then, yeah. So his out is just a hard-hitting single target. And, do not just be fooled by the 840%, okay? Because once you transform into Titan form, you are boosting your stats. At 1/6, you are boosting everything by 10%. So even if you only have him at 1/6, you are boosting all your stats, lifesteal, everything, every small stat that's out there, you're boosting it by 10%. So this out is minimally hitting like 10% harder. Like you get 10% additional crit chance, 10% additional damage, like 10% additional like flat attack, 10% additional pierce crit damage. So yeah, basically at rank 1 you are hitting at like more than 10% harder than the 840%. So this actually like, this number is actually like, it actually hits for harder than 840%, so you have to bear that in mind. And, oh, voice crack. And his passive makes it so that he's immune to ultimate move disabling skills. So basically what that means is that like you still can drain him, but like if you're fighting someone like Droll or you're fighting another Eren and then your out gets disabled, right? It actually doesn't apply on the Titan form of Eren because his out can't be disabled. So yeah, that's about it. So I hope you guys enjoy. I do not want to drag on any longer for this video as it's already pretty long. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy. I'll see you guys in the next video. I'm really excited for this because oh my god, just look at my username and then you'll understand. Okay, see you guys.